Hello and welcome to another episode of the Today's GK series. Now let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Which of the following countries does not have a border with Red Sea? The correct answer is option A, Syria. Recently, more than 100 people were killed or wounded in an airstrike on a Yemeni prison after a night of deadly bombing underlined a dramatic escalation in violence. The Red Sea is the world's northernmost tropical sea and is also one of the most heavily traveled waterways. The Red Sea is a global 200 eco-region and underlying it is the Red Sea Rift, which makes it a part of the Great Rift Valley. A total of 6 countries of Asia and Africa border the Red Sea. The countries of Yemen and Saudi Arabia border the Red Sea to the east. It is bordered by Egypt to the north and west, by Sudan, Eritrea and Djibouti to the west. The Gulf of Aqaba is bordered by Egypt along with Israel, Jordan and Saudi Arabia. And besides these 6 countries, some other areas including Somalia are also often recognized as Red Sea territories due to their proximity to the sea and geographical similarities with the countries that border the Red Sea. Moving on, which of the following statements are correct regarding Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose? He actively participated in the Salt Satyagraha of 1930. He vehemently opposed the signing of Gandhi-Irwin Pact in 1931. Forward was the name of the newspaper started by Netaji. So we have to select the correct answer. First and second are correct, third is not. Option A is the correct answer. Recently, former Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was conferred with the Netaji Award 2022 by Netaji Research Bureau. Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1897 in Cuttack, Odisha Division, Bengal Province, and was highly influenced by Vivekananda's teaching and considered him as his spiritual guru. His political mentor was Chittaranjan Das. He worked as the editor of Das's newspaper Forward and later started his own newspaper. He stood for unqualified Swaraj and opposed the Motilal Nehru report, which spoke for dominion status for India. And he actively participated in the Salt Satyagraha of 1930, vehemently opposed the suspension of civil disobedience movement and signing of the Gandhi-Irwin Pact in 1931. He was closely associated with left politics and in Congress, and along with Jawaharlal Nehru, he was an M.N. Roy. However, due to ideological differences with Gandhiji, Bose recognized and left Congress and founded the new party, the Forward Bloc. The landmark judgment in the K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India 2017 case protects which of the following rights? The correct answer is option C, right to privacy. A petition questioning a law that forces a woman to return to her husband and denies her sexual autonomy has been pending in the Supreme Court for months without a hearing. The furious debate over criminalizing marital rape, it compels a relook at how the provisions of restitution of conjugal rights, though gender neutral, place an additional burden on women and poses a direct threat to their bodily autonomy, privacy and the rest. The Supreme Court described privacy and its importance in the landmark decision of K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India 2017 as a fundamental and inalienable right and attaches to the person covering all information about the person and choices that he or she makes. The right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of the right to life and liberty under Article 21, that is under Part 3 of the Constitution. Consider the following statements. Community transmission is a stage of pandemic at which new cases in the last 14 days can't be traced to those who have an international travel history. India has labelled itself as a country with no community transmission since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have to select the correct statements. Both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Omicron is now in community transmission in India and has been becoming a dominant in multiple metros where new cases have been rising exponentially. CT is one of the stages of pandemic. It is when new cases in the last 14 days can't be traced to those who have an international travel history, when cases can't be linked to a specific cluster. CT classification is now divided into 4 levels, from low incidence 1 to very high incidence 4. As per the latest report by WHO, India continues to label itself as a country with no community transmission since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. Countries such as US, Brazil, UK, France have all labeled themselves as being the community transmission stage, whereas Italy and Russia do not label themselves as being in the community transmission. Consider the following statements. Elephant census is conducted once in 5 years under the aegis of Project Elephant. Project Elephant is a central sponsored scheme. Assam has the highest number of elephants in India. We have to select the correct statement. First and second are correct. Third is not. Option A is the correct answer. The fragmented and patchy forests of South Bengal have emerged as one of the hotspots of human-animal conflict in the country, resulting in loss of lives of both humans and pachyderms. Between 2014 and 2019, as many as 2,381 human deaths were recorded in elephant attacks across the country. It was the Project Elephant that was launched in 1992 to provide financial and technical support to wildlife management efforts by states in their free-ranging population of wild Asian elephants, and it is a centrally sponsored scheme. The objective is to protect elephants at their habitat and corridors. It addressed the issues of man-animal conflict and welfare of captive elephants. Elephant census is conducted once in 5 years under the aegis of Project Elephant. Last elephant census was conducted in 2017. Karnataka has the highest number of elephants, followed by Assam and Kerala. The state of Karnataka alone is home to 22% of the elephants. There are around 32 elephant reserves in India. The very first elephant reserve was in the Singhbhum Elephant Reserve of Jharkhand. Moving on, consider the following statements. Advanced chemistry cell stores electrical energy as chemical energy and converts it back to the electrical energy upon requirement. The production-linked incentive scheme is not applicable to manufacturing of advanced chemistry cell. We have to select the statement which is or are not correct. First is correct, second is not correct. Option B is the correct answer. Recently, the Indian government scheme to support domestic battery manufacturing received bids totaling 130 GWh of proposals, more than double the anticipated 50 GWh of capacity, and the incentives will support. Advanced chemistry cell are the new generation of advanced storage technologies that can store electric energy either as electrochemical or as chemical energy and convert it back to electrical energy as and when required. Such battery storages will cater not only to electric vehicles but also to the consumer electronics industry and electricity kilns. And the Union Cabinet approved Rs 18,100 crore PLI scheme for manufacturers of advanced chemistry battery storage last year to reduce imports. The PLI scheme has also been approved for various other sectors. The names are given below. Moving on, with respect to the Rashtriya Bal Puraskar, consider the following statements. The National Child Award for Exceptional Achievement was instituted in 1996 and renamed as Bal Shakti Puraskar in 2018. The National Child Welfare Awards were instituted in 1979 and it is awarded at the individual as well as the institution level. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Prime Minister will interact with Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar awardees today at 12 noon through video conferencing. As we are presenting this program now, he has already interacted with the awardees. The awards are given by the President of India in the week preceding Republic Day every year. The National Child Award for Exceptional Achievement was instituted in 1996, which aims to give recognition to children with exceptional abilities and outstanding achievements in various fields. A medal and a cash prize are given to each awardee, and from the year 2018, the award has been renamed as the Bal Shakti Puraskar, and the achievements of children in the field of bravery are also acknowledged. The National Child Welfare Awards was instituted in 1979, which was renamed as Bal Kalyan Puraskar in 2018. The aim is to give recognition to those who have made outstanding contributions in the field of child development, child protection, and child welfare. Award is given in two categories, individual and institution. Moving on. The Bhandari community, recently seen in the news, inhabit which of the following set of states? The correct answer is option C, Maharashtra and Goa. The Aam Aadmi Party has renamed a 45-year-old political debutant Amit Palekar, who belongs to the Bhandari community, as its chief ministerial candidate in the 14 February Goa Assembly election. The Bhandari community's traditional occupation was toddy tapping and distilling, farm tilling and working in orchards. It is placed in the other backward classes category of Goa. The community is spread across Goa and Maharashtra's Konkan belt, including parts of Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg. As per the survey report, population of OBC was more than 350,000, which was 27% of the total population. And as per this survey, the total number of Bhandari community in percentage constitute 61.10%. With respect to Australia's online safety bill, consider the following statements. It empowers the e-Safety Commissioner to order social media websites to take down content. It has decreased the time frame for the removal of bullying content from the present 48 to 24 hours. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Australia's Online Safety Act was passed in July 2021 and has come into effect from Sunday onwards, that was yesterday, allowing adults to report cases of online bullying in the country to the e-Safety Commissioner. E-Safety Commissioner has been institutionalized by the provision of the Act to order social media websites to take down content related to bullying against Australian adults for 24 hours, and if not, then face heavy fines of up to $555,000. Moving on, the law defines that what counts as bullying and is more detailed than the current cyber laws in the country. It has also decreased the time frame for the removal of bullying content from the present 48 to 24 hours. While bullying laws for children already exist, it addresses bullying against adults as well as children. Consider the following statements with respect to the Chola era Nataraja bronze statue. The dwarf-like figure being trampled by his right foot represents Appismara Purusha. Between the Vaigai and Kaveri river is the key religious site associated with Shiva in the form of Lord of Dance, that is Nataraja. So we have to select the statement which is or are not correct. First is correct, second is incorrect. Option B is the correct answer. Renowned archaeologist, art historian and Padma Bhushan awardee R. Nagaswamy died on 23rd January 2022. He was 91. He was the first director of Tamil Nadu government's Department of Archaeology. He was an expert witness in a London court in the famous Pathur Nataraj case and played a key role in bringing back the Chola era bronze Nataraj to Tamil Nadu. About Nataraj, let's know the bronze statue Nataraj belongs to the medieval era and originated in South India under the patronage of the Chola dynasty in 12th century CE. The god holds in his upper right hand the damru and hand drum that made the first sound of creation. In his upper left hand holds Agni, the fire that will destroy the universe. With his lower right hand, he makes Abhay Mudra, the gesture that allays fear. The dwarf-like figure being trampled by his right foot represents Apsmara Purusha, that is the illusion which leads mankind astray. Between the Pennar and not Vaigai but Kaveri river is the key religious site that is associated with Nataraj, the temple city of Chidambaram. The Cholas believed Chidambaram was the earthly home of Shiva and the sacred place where he performed the dance of bliss. Moving on, with respect to the Formosa Strait, consider the following statements. It was named so by the Portuguese navigators in the late 16th century. It contains the Pescadores Island. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Taiwan yesterday reported the largest incursion since October by China's Air Force in its air defense zone. Taiwan Strait, also known as Formosa Strait, is an arm of the Pacific Ocean. The strait extends from southwest to northeast between South and East China Sea. It reaches a depth of about 230 feet, containing the Pescadores Island, which are controlled by the government of Taiwan. The area lies in the typhoon zone. The strait was named so Formosa, which means beautiful, by Portuguese navigators in the 16th century. Taiwan Strait, as you can see. Moving on, let's look at the practice question for the next segment. Article 243D of the Indian Constitution includes provisions related to which of the following? High courts, reservation and panchayats, district courts, reservation and state universities. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.